Have you ever stopped to ponder how spatial distance and personal evolution can serve as architects sculpting the form of love? At the heart of our tale are Elena and Max, a pair of souls intricately entwined by the playful hands of destiny. In the rosy blush of youth, our vibrant protagonist Elena found herself precariously positioned on the precipice of a significant turning point in her personal journey. The world was at her feet, full of endless possibilities and the excitement of the unknown. In the midst of this whirlwind of anticipation, her dear partner Max presented her with an opportunity that promised to redefine the course of their lives. A proposal that invited her to step out of her comfort zone, to venture into a world unknown, and to start writing a new chapter in the book of their lives. Max had been offered the opportunity to pursue his academic ambitions in the culturally rich and educationally stimulating environment of the Netherlands. Concurrently, Elena had the chance to chart her own professional path on the enchanting and historically island of Crete. The idea beckoned to her, its allure irresistible. It presented her with the promise of growth, of learning, and of new experiences. It was an opportunity to redefine herself, to discover her own strength and resilience, and to experience the joy of exploration. The idea of immersing herself in a new culture, learning new customs, and expanding her horizons was an enticing prospect. Her heart pounded with anticipation at the thought of the adventures that awaited, of the memories that were yet to be created, and of the personal growth that was yet to be achieved. Buoyed by a spirit of adventure and a thirst for new experiences, Elena accepted this proposition, recognizing it as the commencement of an extraordinary, transformative chapter in their intertwined lives. This landmark decision opened a door to a world that was absolutely overflowing with an array of endless possibilities and unforgettable experiences. It was like stepping into a fairy tale, an enchanting universe that painted dreams and aspirations in vivid, appealing colors. Elena, a traditional girl from a small town, found herself in an entirely different universe. Her life was now remarkably colored by vibrant shades of new friendships, cultural immersion, and an exciting journey of self-discovery. She was making friends, and not just any friends. These were individuals hailing from diverse backgrounds, with their own unique stories, dreams, and aspirations. Each of these friendships was a rich tapestry of experiences, insights, and lessons that shaped and broadened Elena's perspective on life. She found herself diving headfirst into the local culture. It was like a thirst that needed quenching, a hunger that demanded satisfaction. The rich traditions, the mesmerizing folklore, the delicious local cuisine, the captivating music and dance, everything was a treasure trove of experiences that tantalized her senses and enriched her soul. As she delved deeper into the local culture, she began unearthing her true passions. It was as if she had been asleep all her life and was only now waking up to her true potential. She discovered a love for painting, a talent for music, a passion for dance, and a flair for cooking. She realized that her heart yearned for knowledge, for creativity, for expression. But amidst the thrill of exploration, the excitement of discovery, and the profound personal growth, their love began to waver. It was caught in the tempestuous waves of the vast ocean of distance and time. Their once vibrant love story was slowly being eroded by the relentless sands of time and the unforgiving miles of distance. It became increasingly clear that their delicate bond, once so strong and unyielding, couldn't bear the brunt of the trials it faced. Fast forward 6 months, and Elena found herself back home for the Christmas holidays. Excitement bubbled inside her as the sweet, familiar smell of her childhood home filled her senses. The house was adorned with twinkling lights that danced in the winter wind, creating a magical atmosphere. It had been a long time since she had spent the holidays at home, and she was looking forward to the warmth and comfort her family brought. Unexpectedly, amidst all the merry chaos, destiny decided to play its hand. It was an ordinary day of the holiday season, filled with laughter and the buzz of preparation. Amidst this, a face from her past reappeared, a face she had not anticipated seeing: Max. His presence was unexpected, yet it stirred something within her. He was part of her past, a past she thought she had left behind for good. Max, too, seemed taken aback by their unexpected meeting. However, time had changed them both. It was not the same as their last meeting, which was fraught with angst and regret. This time their meeting was different. They had both moved on, choosing separate paths that now bore little resemblance to each other. The life Elena had chosen didn't involve Max, and similarly, he had taken a path that didn't involve her. They had grown, changed, and evolved during their time apart. The reunion was unexpected and bittersweet, and it brought forth a myriad of emotions, some familiar, some unfamiliar. They found themselves standing at the edge of an uncertain challenge, their past clashing with their present. Would they be able to navigate through the complexities of their reunion? Or would they choose to go their separate ways, holding on to the memories of what once was? Their lives had evolved during their time apart, and their reunion brought forth an uncertain challenge. Caught in the crossfire of wanting to reclaim their lost love and the realization of their profound changes, Elena and Max found themselves at another crossroads. Their intertwined past, as twisted and tangled as the vines of an old romance novel, seemed to echo in the chambers of their hearts, evoking a plethora of mixed emotions. The air around them was thick with anticipation, a delicate dance of the past and present colliding in a whirlwind of confusion. There were silent questions hanging in the balance. Would this unexpected rendezvous be the spark that would reignite the flame of their once burning love? Or would it be a final closure, a closing chapter to their shared narrative? The memories of their love, once vibrant and full of life, now hung like a faded photograph in the hallways of their minds. Their love story, once a beautiful melody, now sounded like a distant echo, a haunting lullaby floating on the breeze of time. Yet beneath the ruins of their past, there remained an ember, a glimmer of hope. Could they rebuild what was once broken? In the labyrinth of their emotions, they found themselves grappling with this question. The anticipation was palpable, their hearts pounding in their chests as they grappled with the weight of their shared history. On one hand, the allure of their once passionate love sung a siren song, tempting them to step back into the dance of their past. On the other, the profound changes they had undergone seemed like a giant chasm, a gulf that seemed too vast to traverse. The changes in them, shaped by the sands of time, were like the waves that had weathered the rocks of their love story. Every look they shared, every word spoken, was a step towards the answer to the questions that hung in the balance. They were caught in the struggle of their past and present, their love and loss, their longing and regret. Or were the changes they had undergone too deep to bridge the gap? As they spent time reminiscing and reconnecting, they discovered that while their shared history still bound them together like intertwining threads, their life directions had diverged considerably, like two rivers branching off from the same source. The years had brought them apart, driving them down divergent paths, molding their identities in distinct ways. Their dreams, once remarkably similar, had now vastly changed, reflecting the transformation they had undergone individually. Their values, which once resonated with each other like two harmonious chords, had evolved and drifted apart, echoing the differences that had arisen between them. And their aspirations, once intimately entwined, had shifted, reflecting the diversity of their life experiences. They no longer the starry-eyed youngsters envisioning a shared future. The mirage of their combined dreams now seemed obscured by the realities of their individual journeys. This sparked the inevitable question: was a future together still feasible? Could their love story continue to be written, or had the final chapter already been penned? The realization was bittersweet, the taste of sorrow mixed with the sweetness of acceptance. The grand adventure they had embarked upon had forever changed them. It had not only shaped their individual identities, but had also redefined their relationship as a couple. Amidst the uncertainty, amid the tumultuous sea of questions, they found solace in a shared past. Elena and Max found comfort in the cherish they had created together, each moment a testament to the love they once shared. They understood that sometimes letting go is necessary for personal growth and fulfillment. It was a painful realization, but one that came with the promise of a new beginning. In the end, Elena and Max chose to honor their past and embrace the lessons they had learned. They parted ways but remained grateful for the transformative journey that had brought them together, and for the love that had once blossomed between them. As they ventured into their separate futures, they held on to the cherished memories of a love that, though lost, would forever hold a special place in their hearts. In the quaint small town of Everbrook, a tale of resilience and strength unfolds. Nestled among rolling green hills and crystal-clear streams, Everbrook serves as a picturesque backdrop to our unfolding story. This is a place where time seems to have come to a gentle halt, where every morning greets you with a fresh, dew-kissed promise of tranquility. Amidst this picturesque serenity resides our protagonist, Celeste. Celeste, a young woman of unwavering fortitude, embodies the spirit of her enchanting town. Her fiery red hair mirrors the zest of the rising sun in her emerald eyes, the tranquility of the Everbrook streams. Her voice is a symphony in the quiet town, a beacon of hope and strength for the townfolk. The resilience reflected in her character is nothing short of inspiring. Celeste's life is a poignant narrative, a testament to her indomitable spirit. She weathers storms that would make the bravest quake, and yet, she stands tall. Her story is a riveting saga of courage, filled with trials that would test the mettle of the strongest among us. It's a story that resonates with the struggle of every being who ever dared to dream, to aspire, to rise above adversity. Her life, a poignant narrative of adversity, is filled with trials that would test the mettle of the strongest among us. This is Celeste's story, a tale of resilience, of facing life's trials with unwavering strength and courage. It is a tale that will inspire you, that will make you believe in the power of resilience and strength. It is a tale that unfolds in the quaint small town of Everbrook. In the wake of her parents' sudden and mysterious disappearance, Celeste finds solace in the humdrum rhythm of her job at the local bank. A sanctuary of sorts, the bank, with its graying walls and strict routines, was where she sought refuge from the chaos that her life had become. It was not the kind of place where one might expect to find comfort, yet in its own peculiar way, it provided exactly that for Celeste. The day-to-day responsibilities, the steady stream of customers, the repetitive tasks, all served as a distraction from the harsh reality that her parents were no longer within reach. Every transaction, every polite customer interaction, every moment in that bank was a small step towards healing, towards accepting the bitter truth. It was within these very walls of the bank that she met Killian, a co-worker with an uncanny ability to understand Celeste's grief. His actions were subtle and his words infrequent, but his kindness was palpable. He became her confidant, her solace in an otherwise desolate world. Killian, with his soft-spoken demeanor and quiet support, helped her navigate the tumultuous seas of life. He lent an empathetic ear when she needed to express her grief, and shared words of quiet comfort when silence became too heavy a burden. Their relationship was not explosive or exciting. It was calm, steady, and deeply meaningful. With him by her side, she found the strength to continue. He was a beacon of hope in her stormy seas, a lighthouse guiding her to safe shores. Together, they built a bond that was both healing and profound, a relationship that transcended their roles as mere co-workers. Together, they built a bond that helped Celeste rebuild her shattered world. But as fate would have it, the calm doesn't last. No sooner had Celeste discovered the unfolding of a new chapter in her life, a new life growing within her, a symbol of her love for Killian, that the serenity of their life was ruthlessly disrupted. The day that was meant to be filled with joy, love, and anticipation of their unborn child instead harbored a storm that was about to ravage their world completely. Their small, peaceful town had always been a safe haven, untouched by the chaos and turmoil of the outer world. But on that fateful day, the bank, the town's economic lifeblood, was infiltrated by masked marauders, an event that was nothing short of a cataclysm for this tranquil community. Unsuspecting citizens frozen in fear, the air heavy with terror, as the robbers assumed control. Celeste, who had dashed to the bank with the joyous news for Killian, found herself in the eye of the storm, her heart pounding against her chest like a wild drum. Amid the panic and confusion, her eyes landed on one of the masked figures whose familiar posture sent a chill down her spine. Her breath hitched as she watched the figure move with a disturbing familiarity. A sickening realization washed over her when she recognized the confident stride and the broad set of the shoulders. It was Killian, the love of her life, the father of her unborn child. The man who had claimed he left town for work was now in front of her as an integral part of this horrific act. The man who claimed he had left town for work was now a part of this heinous act. Suddenly Celeste finds herself in a conundrum. This is not an ordinary predicament, but a labyrinth of confusion and fear, a situation that shakes her entire world. She finds herself standing on the precipice of a revelation that has the potential to change everything she ever knew about her life. The truth, which has been shrouded in mystery and secrecy, dangles tantalizingly close, yet remains just beyond her grasp. This disclosure, a shocking revelation that her parents had not simply vanished, but were part of a larger scheme, leaves her feeling vulnerable and betrayed. The mystery surrounding their disappearance suddenly takes on a more sinister tone. The pieces of the puzzle that she has been struggling to put together seem to fall into place, but they paint a far more terrifying picture than she could have ever anticipated. In this chaos, she realizes the need to confide in someone, to share this burden that is becoming too heavy for her to carry alone. She musters up the courage to turn to the authorities, sharing her discovery and hoping they can help her make sense of it all. However, this decision isn't made lightly. Reporting everything means exposing herself and her unborn child to potential danger. Trapped in this dangerous web of lies and deceit, Celeste feels torn between her love for Killian and the safety of her unborn child. She finds herself caught in a tug of war between her feelings and the pursuit of justice. The choice isn't simple. Should she choose her feelings or justice? In her quest for truth, Celeste uncovers hidden realities that shake her to her very core. This is the point where the narrative takes an unexpected detour, throwing Celeste into a whirlpool of shocking revelations. The force she thought she could trust turns out to be a labyrinth of murky truths and untold secrets. Killian, the person she held close, wasn't the simplistic individual she believed him to be. His involvement with the robbers wasn't just a straightforward case of crime and punishment. It was a complex web of deceit, layered with intricate details. As she delved deeper, the black and white facades began to melt away, unveiling shades of gray she wasn't prepared to confront, but was compelled to. The innocence of their love story from the past now got entwined with a sinister plot of the present. Secrets from their shared past unravel, like the layers of an onion, each one more pungent and startling than the previous one. Each revelation shed light on an elaborate conspiracy, meticulously planned and executed to perfection. This conspiracy was not just a threat to their lives, but held the potential to impact their future too. A storm was brewing, and at the heart of it was their unborn child, an innocent life caught in the crossfire of deceit and treachery. This conspiracy threatens not just them, but their unborn child. Navigating treacherous paths, Celeste faces danger at every turn. As she ventures deeper into the unknown, the precarious nature of her journey becomes more apparent. The terrain she treads is as uncertain as the choices she must make. The lines between right and wrong are no more than a faint trace, almost disappearing into the fog of indecision. Yet Celeste is not just any woman, she is a woman of unyielding resolve. She understands that the world is not only black and white, there are gray areas that require hard decisions. She knows that sometimes, sacrifices must be made, not for her, but to shield those she holds dear from harm's way. Carrying the weight of her child's future on her shoulders, she moves forward, unflinching in the face of adversity. In this perilous journey, every moment demands courage. Heart pounding, she looks fear in the eyes. She confronts her deepest fears, faces the demons that have long haunted her, and finds herself at crossroads that demand tough choices. But every step, every choice, she makes with an unwavering commitment to protect her child's future. As she treads further into her journey, she discovers wells of inner strength she never knew she possessed. She unearths the power of a mother's undying love, the strength that comes from a will that refuses to break. Through the darkest of nights and the most treacherous paths, she finds the light within herself. In the process, she discovers an inner strength she never knew she possessed. Finally, Celeste emerges victorious, a beacon of resilience and resolve. She untangles the web of lies, brings the culprits to justice, and reclaims her life. While the journey is fraught with pain and heartache, love triumphs over adversity, and justice prevails. As she cradles her newborn child, Celeste marvels at the strength that has brought them through the storm. She is a testament to the indomitable spirit of a woman who refuses to let life's challenges define her. With her child in her arms and newfound happiness in her heart, Celeste realizes that love and justice can coexist, as long as she remains true to herself and the values she holds dear. Have you ever wondered, what happens when the heart falls in love with someone it shouldn't? This tale is not your average love story. It's a journey into a realm where emotions defy social norms and conventions. It delves into the complexity of feelings where love takes a form that is not often spoken about, where the heart yearns for something it cannot have, where it dares to love someone it shouldn't. This tale is not just a story of love. It's an exploration of emotions so intense that they blur the lines in wrong. It's about a love that is complex, not the regular romantic story we're accustomed to, but a tale that is poignant, filled with moments of unparalleled joy and unspoken sadness. A tale that is unforgettable, etched in the canvas of our hearts in indelible ink. Our story traces its roots back to a small town, a town as quaint as its inhabitants, where life was simple and relationships were real. Amidst of this town, a beautiful story began to unfold, a story that was as unusual as it was intriguing. This wasn't a love story that blossomed between strangers meeting in a serendipitous encounter, nor was it a tale of lovers who found each other after years of longing. No, this was a tale of love that bloomed between two who knew each other inside out. They knew each other's dreams, fears, quirks, and eccentricities, not because they spent lifetimes together, but because they were bound by a bond stronger than any other. They were connected by the ties of family. The protagonists of our tale are me and my best friend, a friend who was not just a companion in my adventures but also a guide, a mentor, my older brother. We were partners in crime, partners in secrets, partners in happiness, and partners in sorrow. We shared a bond like no other, supporting each other through life's trials and tribulations, through life's highs and lows, through moments of happiness and through days of despair. We were siblings by birth, but friends by choice, supporting pillars to each other in an ever-changing world. Our bond was unique, a bond of friendship and love, a bond that was not supposed to cross the line it did, a bond that into the realm of uniqueness and complexity that this story intends to narrate. As you journey through this tale, you'll experience emotions in their rawest form, and a love that defies conventions, yet is as real as it gets. But remember, this isn't just a tale of love, it's a tale that explores the complex nature of emotions so intricately intertwined with human relationships. We shared a bond like no other, supporting each other through life's highs and lows. However, our lives took an unexpected turn when my brother announced his intention to marry. It was a day like any other, and the news struck us like a bolt from the blue. There he was, standing in the middle of our modest living room, his voice betraying an unmistakable note of excitement. As he pronounced the words, the room fell into a stunned silence. We looked at one another, each grappling with the enormity of what was unfolding. The woman he chose was as captivating as she was contentious. Her mere presence was enough to stir up a whirlpool of emotions within us. She was beautiful, but her beauty was not the simple kind. It was layered and complex, forcing us to question our own understanding of love. The attraction she exuded was magnetic, like a force of nature that drew you in, only to leave you disoriented and yearning for more. Her eyes, with their piercing gaze, hinted at a world of mysteries we could only dream of uncovering. Suddenly, we found ourselves at the heart of a love story that was anything but simple. The tension was palpable, hanging heavy in the air like a thick fog. It's uncanny how swiftly love can intertwine with hatred, pulling us in different directions. The dynamic within the family changed almost overnight. Laughter was replaced by hushed whispers, and the once comforting silence now carried a disconcerting echo. The line between friendship and desire became blurred. With each passing day, it was increasingly difficult to discern where one ended and the other began. In the midst of this chaos, we found ourselves caught in a whirlwind of emotions. There were nights when sleep eluded us, the silence of the dark hours filled with the noise of our racing thoughts. Days were spent in anxious anticipation of what would unfold next. The once familiar terrain of our lives had now turned into treacherous territory. We were presented with a daunting choice: to follow our hearts and risk everything we held dear, or to suppress our feelings for the sake of our family. It was a classic battle, as old as time itself, where love and loyalty found themselves pitted against each other. The stakes were high, and the consequences of our decisions bore an uncanny resemblance to a double-edged sword. We stood on the precipice of a life-altering decision, the repercussions of which would reverberate in the corridors of our lives for years to come. It was a battle between love and loyalty, friendship and desire. Just when we thought things couldn't get any more complicated, betrayal and deception came into play. What had once been a serene environment, a refuge from the harsh realities of life, now had become a battleground of trust and loyalty. The tranquility we cherished was shattered into a million pieces, as the serpent of deception slithered its way into the hearts of those we held dear. The echoes of laughter that once resonated in our world were replaced by the deafening sounds of silence, the aftermath of the whirlwind of betrayal that had just swept through. Our once peaceful world that resonated with the vibrancy of love and friendship was now a desolate landscape, void of the warmth it once boasted. The seeds of suspicion had been sown, leading us down the path of uncertainty. Trust, once considered a cornerstone of our relationships, was crumbling, leaving us to question the very essence of what we knew about our relations. The smiles that were once genuine were now masked with ulterior motives. The camaraderie we shared was slowly fading away, replaced by a cloak of deceit, changing the very dynamics of everything we held dear. The ties that bound us were now strained, with the burden of deception weighing heavily on them. Our world was turned upside down, with the laughter replaced by quiet whispers, the joy replaced by a sense of unease. Our hearts were heavy with the unbearable weight of betrayal, and the realization that the people we thought we knew were not who they appeared to be. The atmosphere was charged with tension, the aftermath of a cataclysmic betrayal that had left us all reeling. In every corner, doubt and fear lurked, casting an ominous shadow over our once peaceful world. We found ourselves in the midst of a complex web of deception, caught in a torrent of lies and half-truths that threatened to wash away the very foundation of our relationships. This was no ordinary love story. It was a tale of friendship and love turned sour, a tale of power and ambition that knew no bounds. It was a modern-day drama, filled with the complexities of the highs and lows of human relationships, love, friendship, and the relentless pursuit of power. This was no ordinary love story. It was a modern-day drama, filled with the complexities of friendship, love, and the quest for power. In this story, every character was emotionally vulnerable, deeply affected by each trial they faced. Each person's heart was laid bare, their souls open to the world with every tumultuous event that they experienced. Their emotions were not hidden away or buried, they were woven into the fabric of their being, influencing every decision, every step they took. The trials that each of them faced were not mere obstacles, they were life-altering events, changing their perspectives, their beliefs, their very identities. Every decision that was taken, every path that was chosen, was loaded with an enormous significance. Each choice was not just a simple turn in the road, it was a fork in the path of their life. The weight of each decision was immense, a burden that had to be shouldered with bravery and determination. Each choice had the potential to alter the trajectory of their future, to change the course of their destiny. The threat of change was always looming, ever present, casting a long shadow on their lives. The questions were many. Could any of us muster the bravery to take that first daunting step? Would we have the gall to face the challenges that threaten to break us, to confront the storms that terrorize us? Could we summon the courage to stand tall, to not back down, to face the struggles head-on, despite the fear that gnaws at our hearts? And what about the strength within us? Could we dig deep and find it, harness it to defy the seemingly insurmountable odds? Can we find the tenacity to choose love, that most powerful yet vulnerable of emotions, over everything else? Could we dare to love, to feel, to care in a world that so often values power and ambition over tenderness and kindness? And finally, would we have the strength to rise against societal expectations, against the constraints that society often imposes on us? Could we dare to be different, to stray from the beaten path, to defy the norms that seek to define and confine us? In the end, it's not about fitting into a box that society has created for us. It's about creating our own box, our own definition of who we are, of what we stand for. Would we have the strength to go against societal expectations, against the norms that sought to define us? This love story serves as a testament to the power of love and the strength of family bonds. It shows that even in the face of adversity, love can find a way to prevail. It reminds us that the pursuit of happiness sometimes requires us to confront uncomfortable truths and make difficult choices. The question remains, will we dare to defy the odds, to take that leap of faith together? Will we have the courage to embrace our love, regardless of the consequences? Only time will tell if our love will triumph over the challenges that lay ahead, or if we will succumb to the weight of expectations and societal norms. This is our story, a tale of love and complexity. A tale as old as time, yet as fresh as the morning dew.